Hi yogis, welcome to class. Today's class is a class for sleep. So I am set up right against a wall. If you have a wall, that would be perfect. If you don't have a wall, maybe doing this in bed, especially if you have a bed that's got a headboard up against the wall, that might be really nice. You can do this if you don't have any space that's up against a wall. It's perfectly fine. So today's class, we are going to focus on sleep and feeling supported enough so that we can drop into our practice and settle in for our nap. All right, to get started, if you have blocks, you might want to have a block handy. It can be helpful to prop yourself up. After all, we are working on feeling supported today. So for our first shape, we're going to pull right up against the wall. Let your back just lean back into the wall and bring your feet to our butterfly shape. So again, if you are feeling a little tight or tender through the knees and hips, you can absolutely block or prop yourself up. Otherwise, just let yourself fall into this shape. Maybe allow your eyes to close. You can let your head either rest against the wall if that feels good, or tuck your chin in towards your chest. And as we begin to come into our practice this evening, maybe saying the mantra, I feel supported. Just let yourself rest here. Take notice of all of the points that are touching the floor, touching the wall. Relax into it. Allow yourself to be fully supported in this shape. The floor and the wall will hold you up. You can let go of your tension. You can let go of any muscles that you're holding because you're going to be completely supported here. So go ahead and open your eyes if that feels good for you. And we're going to move into our next shape, which is simply a Janu Sasana or head to knee pose. You can still stay right up against that wall and extend one leg out to the side and just fold the other one in a way that's comfortable for you. So maybe really close, maybe far out the leg, however it works for you. And then we're just going to turn towards the toes and aim your nose for your toes and start to walk your hands down the leg. So take your time here. Again, just be supported. Your hands are resting on the floor, so you don't have to muscle your way into this pose. It feels good to drape over the leg. Supporting yourself in the shape, supporting yourself in whatever it is that you need from your practice today. maybe beginning to think about all of the ways in which you're supported in your life, the people who support you, those that are there for you. Knowing that there are people who love you and want to help you, who want to be there to lift you up. Using your hands, we're just going to push back up and then moving to the other side. Super easy, super gentle, just sliding one foot in, extending the other one out, adjusting so that your sitting bones, your sits bones, are rooted right into the mat so that you're supported there. Turn your nose towards your toes and then float towards that knee. Thinking about the way that you support others and asking yourself if you have that kind of support system for yourself. Who's there to help you? Who's there to be your support? What have you allowed into your life for that? And if you've resisted against that, is there some way that you can open up a little bit to allow that into your life? It takes a little bit of surrender to allow yourself to be supported, to be held up, lifted. Are you willing to surrender to that? Let's go ahead and push back up, and we're headed to our final shape of today's class. So go ahead and grab that block, keep it handy. So this pose is a little tricky to get into, but the reward is well worth it. So this is why we're against the wall here. So take your hip, and it doesn't matter which one, take your hip right up against the wall first. Trust me, this makes it a little bit easier. So then getting yourself down onto the mat, onto the ground, and then swing your legs up and your body around, and your butt will be right against the wall. So the trick there is to get yourself against the wall and then just kind of swivel up. So this is the perfect place to hang out. I am quite happy here, but for a little added bonus, you can lift your hips up and put your block right underneath there and scoot yourself in for a little bit of an inversion. Now, if you have high blood pressure, this might be a little bit much for you. So if you're working with high blood pressure, you might just keep your hips down on the mat and just let yourself be in this shape here. So we're going to let go of everything else, and we're just going to be in this legs up the wall. So just settle into legs up the wall. Close your eyes and be fully supported. Let yourself be heavy here. Just feeling your breath. Coming to the end of this shape, the end of our practice. If you have more time or need a little bit more from this shape, you can hang out here. Begin to walk your feet down the wall. Just pull them in. Take a moment here. You can slide that block out from underneath you. Heading towards whichever way makes more sense to you. And then just let your head rest on your arm for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to push all the way up, coming back to any seat that feels good for you. Maybe your Sukhasana, your easy pose, your crisscross applesauce. And if you're ready for bed, you can head to a Shavasana here. And we'll just end class today with a brief meditation. Let your hands rest on your knees. You can lean back against that wall if it feels good for you. Using the mantra, I allow myself to be supported. And whatever shows up, let it show up. You can spend a few moments with any thoughts that appear, and then let them go. I allow myself to be supported. Begin to bring your awareness back to your surroundings. letting your breath just come as it wants, in and out, in and out. Bringing your hands together, keeping your eyes closed, and just rubbing the palms of your hands together, generating a little bit of heat. And then when you get your hands, your palms nice and warm, go ahead and bring them over your eyes. Opening your eyes into your hands, into the darkness, and then allowing your hands to fall away slowly and coming back to your lap. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. Have a fabulous sleep. Namaste, yogi.